I could not believe my eyes when I saw this, and usually I have an introduction statement, but just take a listen to what this guy has to say.
Part of my deconstruction was realizing that Satan never lies in the Bible, but God does all the time. Now, before you freak out, let me show you some receipts. Let's start with Eden. Satan tells Eve that you will not surely die the day you eat of this fruit. God says you will die on that day. Now, guess what happens? Adam and Eve live for hundreds of years.
Coincidence? I think not!
Satan told the truth in that story. God certainly did not. Then Satan says your eyes will be opened and you'll know good from evil. And God literally confirms it afterwards. Again, Satan was right, not God.
Satan is crafty. Genesis 3 calls him the craftiest of all the animals. Part of that craftiness is that he disguises lies as truth. Some translations say that the day that you eat the fruit, you'll die, but it's a little misleading. The point of the passage is that eating the fruit leads to death, which it did. Obviously. So I don't think that you could say that God lied here. You know who definitely lied? Satan says, you will surely not die. Has anyone seen Adam and Eve recently? Maybe not, because they're dead. So who lied? I can't believe I'm having to argue this point right now. He gives a couple more examples. It's a little funny, honestly. In a sad kind of way.
Let's look at Job. Satan says that Job is only faithful because he's blessed. God removes all the blessings, and Job collapses emotionally. He curses the day that he was born. He questions God nonstop. That's not Satan lying. That's the whole plot of the story.
That isn't the point of the story at all. You write that Job is in a lot of distress. He curses the day he was born, basically saying, oh, this is so painful. I wish I had never been born. A pretty common thing for someone to think in time of suffering. But people come up to him and say, hey, you should curse God. And Job always refuses. By the way, even if Job did curse God, which he didn't, that doesn't mean Satan was telling the truth. It would be like a correct prediction.
Next, look at the temptation of Jesus. Satan quotes scripture accurately. Jesus never corrects him, and the Bible itself says Satan controls the kingdoms he offers. Still, no lie. So when Christians say that Satan is deceiving the world, I always ask them, show me where he lies, because in the Bible, he never does.
Actually, he does correct them 3 times. What are we even arguing about? Again, part of what makes Satan's temptation so tempting is that he hides lies inside truths. Yes, it's true that Jesus is hungry. And yes, it's true that he'd be less hungry if he turned the stones into bread. That is the truth of the situation, but it's not the full truth, and Jesus understood that. It's pretty crazy work to go on the internet and act like Satan is the good guy of the Bible. Like, what kind of pastor were you? Were you Mormon? I bet you were Mormon.